Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very well. I've got an update for you regarding all of the latest Chelsea news that's going on at the moment. People don't seem to be talking as much as I thought they would about these things, but listen, it's relevant. It's extremely relevant and it's good to know. Firstly, Club Lyon, one of Chelsea's, if not Chelsea's first opponent in the Club World Cup, have now been kicked out of the competition. So FIFA are going to have to find a new club to take over that spot, and Chelsea will be playing someone different in the Club World Cup. Obviously, we'll still be playing the other two teams. There's three in total before the knockout stages. And yeah, so we're going to have a new team in the Club World Cup, so that's interesting. The reason for it is because they are involved in an ownership group which basically own two clubs that are playing in the Club World Cup. That's not allowed. So because of that, Club Lyon have been kicked out, and James Rodriguez, who's one of the players for Club Lyon, will no longer be featuring in the competition in America this summer. So that's interesting. Also, we've got some transfer news regarding a number of players. Number one is Kepa, who's been at Bournemouth this season. He's 30 years old. And to be honest with you, Chelsea have been trying to get rid of him for a couple of years now. And Chelsea fans, I think you can all agree with me in saying that he's been an underwhelming goalkeeper compared to what we had previously, which was Thibaut Courtois and Petr Cech. And I mean, if you put Mendy into the equation as well, Mendy at his peak was much better than Kepa could have ever been. But yeah, Kepa his market value is significantly lower than when Chelsea bought him for over 70 million, however many years ago. He's worth about 10. And I think if we can get £10 million for Kepa from Bournemouth, then I think that would be a great deal for both sides. He's still not massively past it. He's 30 years old. Goalkeepers can sometimes play until they're in their late 30s, early 40s. So I think you've at least got 5 years of Kepa being able to play at a certain level. So I think it's a deal that makes sense for both sides. From Bournemouth's perspective, it's not an expensive goalkeeper, but he's got plenty of experience. And from Chelsea's side, they're just offloading a player who they're not interested in keeping, has no intention to be a part of the club himself. So why should we want him either? So for that reason, I say good riddance, Kepa. I hope Bournemouth do chase that deal and pursue that deal. I think honestly, anything more than 7 million, Chelsea should accept. That's still money in the bank that we can use to reinvest in other players, even if they're probably another 15-year-old from Brazil. But I think that's good business if it does happen. Also, we've obviously made some leeway with regards to two of the players from Sporting. We spent 70 million in total in a combined fee for Giovanni Quenda and Dario Usugo. Now, we know Quenda's going to stay on loan at Sporting until, for the next 2 seasons, if I'm not wrong. And then Usugo is going to come to Chelsea next season, and he's going to be the understudy for Moises Caicedo. Now, it's important as well just to understand what kind of player we're bringing in and what that means for Chelsea's midfield next season. Usugo is actually a really impressive signing, in my opinion. We've signed him for a little bit more than maybe what we want to pay, but we got the business done early. We don't have to worry about it now. And I honestly think he's a good player. Now, what are the similarities between Usugo and Moises Caicedo? They're both players that run a lot. They put a huge shift in, and they're renowned for their defensive qualities in midfield, as well as being able to win duels and 50-50s. Caicedo is better on the ball. He's slightly better with his passing and his accuracy, but Usugo's a better dribbler and actually a little bit more reliable defensively because he's got such a huge engine as well. But that explains why his passing is not as good. He's just running all over the shop. I encourage you to watch some compilations on Dario Usugo as well. Really good player based on what I've seen there. So it looks like an impressive signing. I hope it's a signing that Chelsea actually want to play. But again, you never know. If he is there for the future of our club, then great. If he's just going to be flipped on for a profit, I don't really have much to say. It's business. I want us focused more on the football element than the business element at Chelsea now, because we are not where we need to be. We're getting there, but we're not there. So yeah, there's that side. And what does bringing in Asugu mean for Chelsea's midfield? Because we've got a lot of midfielders at Chelsea at the moment, and we have limited spaces available. This season, for example, we've got 3 players that we know are going to stay here next year. You got Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and you got Romeo Lavia as well. Okay, these are 3 players I think we can all agree when they play at their best, they're top players. We also have Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, who we're going to be trying to move on in the summer. Now, whether that happens or not there's a huge question mark in the air. I don't think we'll make a profit on Dewsbury-Hall, but we could still offload him and get his wages off the book. We have Omari Kellerman, who's not been available at all. He's injured again. Lord knows what's going to happen there. And then we have other players on loan as well, like Chukwuemeka Ugochukwu and Andre Santos at Strasbourg. So bringing in a new midfielder seems a bit strange, doesn't it, if you weren't planning on moving some of those other players on. Now, we know that Andre Santos, it's being said that he's going to be a part of Chelsea's plans, and we're not considering on selling the player. Like, you don't know until you know. So until I see a Chelsea shirt on Andre Santos, I don't know what to think. And I'm not going to go out there and make any presumptions. But I hope he does come to Chelsea, because I think he's been really, really impressive in France. His development has just gone from one level to the next. And he's a goal-scoring midfielder who we can count on to also put in a shift defensively as well. And that's a great mix to have. On top of having a little bit of Brazilian flair in there, nobody's going to complain from that aspect. So let's just imagine that Santos is going to stand. I think that will happen. That leaves us with Lavia, Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, and also Dario Asugu. So we've got quite a few midfielders in there now, lots of depth as well. We're probably going to be looking to offload Dewsbury-Hall, like I mentioned. But where does that leave Carney Chukwuemeka and Leslie Ugochukwu? In my opinion, it leaves them without having a future at Chelsea. That means that Ugochukwu will either be loaned again or sold for a profit. He was sold for about £23 million. So if we can get anything more than that, I think it will be accepted. Now, he barely played any minutes at the beginning of the season for Southampton under Russell Martin. But under the new manager that Southampton have brought in, he has played regularly, but their results have been just terrible. And as much as I don't want to lean on Southampton's team form as a factor for whether Ugochukwu will come back or not, it's really hard to judge a player if his team is losing every single week. And I think that from Chelsea's standpoint, if they do want to keep him, probably end up loaning him out again to another team. Because I need to see Ugochukwu playing with better players to really see if there's anything worth holding on to. With Chukwuemeka, he's just been really unlucky with injuries. He's been injured again at Dortmund. He's probably been out for half of the time he's been on loan. But that doesn't excuse the fact that his stats, even with limited minutes, have been poor. He's not got any GA this season for Chelsea or for Dortmund. So when we look at Carney Chukwuemeka, Maresca said it himself before he left. He said, I want to play Chukwuemeka. I like the player, but he doesn't see any sort of short-term future for him at Chelsea. And if he's not producing on loan either, it's going to be difficult to get the fee of £40 million that we want for the player. So maybe another loan there, or you just have to cut your losses and try and make money elsewhere. On top of that, we're looking at the table at the moment. I know people are saying that Chelsea are in a really, really good position, but it's closer than you think, guys. And I don't understand why people are so comfortable. Like, I'm looking at the table right now, and we're sitting there in 4th position. So it sounds good. We're in Champions League, but we've got 49 points. If you go down, you've got Bournemouth on 44 points. So 5 points separate Chelsea from 10th place. I can't sit here and say I feel comfortable at the moment that we're going to finish in the Champions League. And looking at the fixtures and the results that we're going to have coming up, I ask you the same question. Do you feel comfortable? Do you feel confident that we're going to beat Tottenham, that we're going to beat Brentford, Ipswich, Fulham, Everton, Liverpool, Newcastle, United and Forest? Some of those are home and some of those away. If you think that we can win most of those games, brilliant. Where do the wins come from? Who do we beat? Do we win our home games? Do we win our away games? Because based on the way we've played so far this season, I'm not convinced that we can do it. I would love us to do it. I'd give Maresca a lot of credit if he can do it, but I'm just struggling to see it, if I'm honest. Also, one other thing as well I want to touch up on is that we've been linked again with a number of strikers. Victor Osimhen, Victor Gyökeres, Liam Delap, and Benjamin Sesko as well. I think if we're being totally realistic with ourselves, Osimhen's not going to come to Chelsea. He's going to go elsewhere, or maybe even stay at Galatasaray, because they've got a massive interest in the player, and he seems to have a good time in Turkey at the moment. But we're not going to pay 250 grand a week. I just don't see it. We will have the wages available, though, if we offload other players like Chilwell and Sterling, etc. We just spoke about Dewsbury Hall and other players that we can get off the wages. I think realistically, Chelsea are going to be going for Liam Delap. I think he'll fit our wage bracket nicely. And I think if we're going to double up, and we're genuinely ambitious, we'll probably go for Gyökeres as well. If you're playing in the Champions League, you need to be prepared for all options. Injuries have been the death of us over the past month or so. And you've seen the capitulation that we've had, having a few key players out. So if we reinvest in the summer and really go for it, I think we'll be fine. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So let me know, guys, what do you think about everything I've spoken about with regards to the goalkeeping situation with Kepa, also the midfield as well, and we're looking at the striker situation on top of that. Let me know what you think, and we'll catch up soon, guys. All the best.